Hi, it's Art again from Few Texts Later, and today we will talk about our long-term review of the Aqara M2 Zigbee Hub. Let's see what it does well and what it does not after owning one for over 6 months. And let's check if this Zigbee gateway is a perfect fit to your smart home. So we've been using this Zigbee gateway for over 6 months now, if I'm not mistaken. This was sent to us by Aqara for an honest review along with other of their devices. Shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. But as always, all thoughts that I have and we will talk about in this video are mine, and I will be very honest. If there are things that I don't like, I will definitely let you know. Now that is out of the way, let's start with the specs. So the Aqara M2 Hub requires only a 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi network. You can connect up to 128 Aqara child devices. Given that you have some Zigbee repeater devices like those smart plugs, bulbs, and light switch with neutral. You may be wondering, what are the child devices that I'm talking about? Those are these sensors that connect to the hub directly through a wireless standard called Zigbee. These tiny devices create awesome automations for every action and routine you set up. The Aqara M2 Hub supports Zigbee 3.0, which is based on the fastest, most stable, and energy-efficient technology, which is available on most Aqara devices. Another benefit of the M2 compared to the other Zigbee gateway, this has the ability to control IR devices. It uses 360-degree infrared control with a direct line of sight to the target IR device. It can be those remote-controlled light strips or fans, even your air conditioner and TV units. With the USB power, installation is more versatile. With an additional USB-A port at the back, you can plug any USB power device that you may have that could potentially save a power brick, like, smart indoor cameras. The M2 has this wired connection through an Ethernet port for greater stability and faster response time. Zigbee is already known to have a stable and fast connection, but with the addition of wired connection from your router to the M2, you can really boost up the connection of your Zigbee devices through the M2 to the cloud. Either you're trying to control those devices through a third-party smart home platform like HomeKit, for example. And the last feature that the M2 has over the other Zigbee gateway is the speaker. It's not that loud, but giving you an audio feedback as far as automation for alert and notification is a nice touch. Now let's open this first and see what comes in the box. I like how they package this thing, though there's really nothing special to the packaging, but I really have to appreciate how clean this actually looks, right? You can really feel that they really put so much thought on the packaging. It feels premium and well built. Once you open it up, you will get, the hub itself. You can remove the protective film on the side. And then we have a micro USB cable for power. And that's about it. So no USB-C cable and power brick. That means you either already have one lying around or you need to get a new one. Time to set this up. There are two ways on how you can set this up. Either connect it to your router through Wi-Fi, or you can hook this up using an Ethernet cable. If you go with plugging this thing to your router through an Ethernet cable, please be reminded that the cable itself is not included from the packaging. I connected through Wi-Fi, and so far we never had any issues like latency or whatnot. Now, first thing you need to do is to download the Aqara app from Play Store or Apple App Store. Create an account, then sign in. Once you're in, tap the plus sign from the upper right corner, then select Hub M2. Plug the device in and wait until the LED indicator starts flashing yellow. Then tap Next Step. And just simply follow the on-screen instruction and you should be good to go. The app is pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure anyone can set up the device in no time. Now let's talk about the options that you got in the app. Once you tap the M2 Hub from the list of devices under accessories, there is this plus sign where you can add controllers for a specific device that you have. They offer a ton of supported brands that you can choose from, but if you cannot find the specific model that you have, for example, this cheap RGB controller, you can select Customize and choose from the following templates. Most likely one of your remotes is listed. Now let's go back, then tap this three dots on the upper right corner. Here you will see the name of your hub, the location if you set it to a specific room, number of connected child devices, then more settings is where you can set the volume and the language. Then underneath we got the number of automations that is created with your M2 Hub. And after that are just the device network info and IDs. As far as integration, the most advertised platform that the M2 works well is the Apple's HomeKit, but it works with Amazon A and Google Home as well. For those of you who prefer those platforms over HomeKit, since we don't normally talk about HomeKit in this channel, we will be focusing more on Amazon and Google side of things. But if you want a more in-depth review of this device using Apple's HomeKit, you can check Shane's video. He got some awesome input about this device. I will leave his video in the description below. That being said, let's see how the M2 works with Amazon A and Google Home. Basically, the integration is almost similar to both. But first, let's connect the Aqara device to the Amazon Alexa app. From the home screen, tap More, then Skills and Games, then just simply search Aqara. Enter your Aqara logins and that should do it. Whatever Aqara child devices you connect to the M2 Hub should show up in the Alexa app. So what do we expect from the Alexa app using Aqara child devices from Amazon A? Sensors from the Aqara app is visible to the Amazon Alexa app, like the motion sensor and the contact sensors. Only reason is because you can use those sensors to trigger Alexa routines. So if you want to automate your other non-Aqara devices, you can do the automation from the Alexa app, like this smart wall, for example. If this door is open from the hours of 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. every day, the light bulb will turn on. Again, the bulb is not supported from the Aqara app, so the Alexa app is a great way to automate any other smart devices you have, just like HomeKit. Aside from the motion and contact sensors, the plug, the light bulb, and the light switches from Aqara will be added to the Alexa app. Now let's talk about Google stuff. To add any devices that is paired to your Aqara M2 Hub from the Google Home app, tap the plus sign, then set up device. After that, tap Works with Google, then search for Aqara. Same thing with the Alexa app. Type in your Aqara logins and all the devices paired with the M2 will show up in the Google Home app. The only exception is the motion sensor. The sensor will not show up on the Google Home app, even though the contact sensor is. It cannot run any automations like the Alexa app. Good thing that you can ask your assistant using a smart speaker to control Aqara devices, such as smart lights or plugs. If you're wondering if there is a dedicated device on the Alexa and Google Home app for the M2 Hub, the answer is none. The M2 Hub won't show up on both assistants or platforms. I think it's fair since the hub is only the bridge and not an actual device that we can control through voice or automation, right? So just a quick recap. Yes, it's fast and reliable since it uses Zigbee, the wireless protocol, to communicate with those child devices. With the addition of wired connection is a bonus to boost up that speed. But again, it cannot really justify the price tag. You can get most of those features with just the M1S hub. With the addition of an LED ring light and a bigger speaker, You can get a ton of value from the M1S hub compared to the M2 hub. But if you wish to try the IR functionality, this is a pretty good option. But for me personally, you can just simply grab the M1S hub. And there you go. That's our long-term review of the M2 hub and what you can expect from it after we own one for over 6 months. To see more smart home long-term review videos just like this one, don't forget to subscribe. I created a playlist with all the Aqara devices that we reviewed from this channel. You can click here. And to see other videos that we put out, click right here. This is Art again from Futex Later. Thank you so much for watching and see you in our next video.